Hi everyone, and welcome to the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. My name's Adam Sykes, the founder of SwiftCase, the professional productivity platform, and today I've got with me
Craig McCarthy, development manager of SwiftCase,
and
Phil would be developer at SwiftCase.
Okay, great. So today we're going to talk about Apple and how they've been talking about maybe making or trying to make repairing and altering their technology illegal. I think you know more about.
Yeah, it's just something that I was interested in because it was in the news, and it's been something that I personally had interest in because I used to repair phones and sell them, and they made it extraordinarily difficult to change the parts maybe sort of 4 or 5 years ago. Everything's glued in, and they want to make it illegal, and I'm sure that they had a good go at making it illegal, but recently they've had to back down and have been made, they've come up with a compromise whereby they will have certified resellers, like they have certified resellers who can also fix with, and they'll charge them the same they charge their own stores or whatever the charge is for the parts, and it will work as it should do in the phone. Because at the moment, if you replace a battery in a phone, like an iPhone, one later ones, it will say service battery even if it's an official Apple battery, and it won't give you data about your battery. And the reason why they say they do this is because there's a inherent danger in a non-certified technician putting a battery in and things like that, because it may explode. And their worry is that if they're not in control of that process, it's more dangerous to the end user.
That's not the real reason.
No,
is it?
it's not the real reason.
It's not the real reason, but
It's potentially not the real reason.
But to be honest, as much as I'd like to hate on Apple, I don't know that I disagree with them. Really, if they're doing it for the reason I think they're doing it for, as well as the health and safety concerns, of course, because it's their product at the end of the day, and ultimately, if they're making so much money by having these geniuses in the stores being like the only people that can fix it, as well as these certified resellers, then I think that's fair enough. Because I suppose from their perspective as well, it's not just a case of someone else can do it for cheaper, potentially. I'm thinking about those shops that you see, phone and laptop repair. And that's fine, fair play to them as well. But I think if they do a bad job of it, it reflects badly on the product. I mean, it's bad that the product breaks anyway, but things happen, accidents happen to devices.
Smash the screen quite easily. It's not a product flaw, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know, I'd argue maybe it is.
There's only
under-engineered.
There's only so many. There's so many things you can do to make a screen better without putting a massive case around it. Even then, you can break it.
Yeah.
But if someone decides to take a hammer to it, and like you and then you go in and go, oh, it broke. I've tested my Gorilla Glass or whatever it is, and it broke. Didn't do what it said on the picture.
But I don't know whether I agree with making it illegal. Or maybe I do. I'm undecided actually.
I suppose if there was a way that you knew that had been fixed, I suppose it's similar to the book for the like when you get your car and you got the full service history. That you knew that phone had a full Apple service history and you could prove that. That versus knowing that it's been touched by third party technology and it's not. This phone is no longer fully genuine Apple. And if it was clear when you were buying it, especially like people buying second-hand phones on eBay or so on, they could actually be able to tell straight away. Then maybe that wouldn't reflect as badly on Apple. But there is a damage to their brand issue, isn't there? That if people are repairing and reselling phones that are using inferior parts, that then people get used to it being Apple.
The battery life's terrible on this. Well, it's because a third-party battery with half the capacity.
Or if people are making mistakes and damaging it while they're fixing it because they're not trained on the particular phone, then you can and people go, oh, it's because the phone's terrible. You tried to save it, but like it just got wiped because Apple's rubbish, and it's actually like the guy put a big magnet on it or something.
Exactly. Well, I think this is the thing. There's but when it's sort of split down the middle like that, who do you end up sympathising with? The $1 trillion company, or the multiple smaller satellite companies that are all like probably owned by one person and who are scrambling to make a living. So I mean, so in a way, part of me wants to say, well, I want to side with those guys, because, and also the customer as well, because some of these replacements, like quite straightforward, but deliberately made hard.
Oh, exactly.
You don't need to glue the battery in so like vociferously, or it's like I remember trying to get it out. I was like bending the battery, thinking this is going to explode, this battery, because it's glued in as if it was like like its life depends on it, when it could easily just be lightly glued in, or even just held in with screws or anything like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to, like years ago, work in a computer shop. It's like a Saturday job. And like what they do on some computers is they just put, it'd be quite simple, they just put a tab over it, wouldn't they? And you knew whether it had been opened or not, because the sticker had got, I suppose you could just buy new stickers and put them on. But there must be some kind of, more advanced way to know that the phone's been opened. All the things a phone can do, surely it can tell whether it's been opened or not.
If there's a contact,
in the hardware.
If there's just a contact in there, which when that contact is, it just stores a boolean.
It could know that the battery's been taken out and put back in. That there's ways they could do it without.
That's
is it? Okay.
Yeah, they've done all sorts. If the battery's been taken out, it doesn't give you the data, even if it's a genuine Apple battery. So, but then the argument is, well, that's more dangerous, because if there's strange Apple behaviour in the battery I put in, I'm not going to know. So,
but they could improve that, couldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what's going to happen. But it's kind of, it's one of those issues where it seems to be, at first glance, it looks like horrible corporate overlords trying to dictate everything. But what it is, and we've alluded to this before, is that Apple have a vision about the way the world of technology should go, and they have a nice, tidy vision of like pure, gleaming surfaces, white. Like their new offices are.
It's white box, isn't it? It's black box technology where you don't touch, you don't see it, just works.
And that's their vision, and we've talked about like past future predictions. They're trying to actualize like somebody's past vision of the future, and they're doing it aggressively by saying we're going to dictate what ports will be on computers, and that's none. There's no ports, because that's the way it should be in the future, and they're trying to wield that power to make it so that, and people altering things and fixing them gets in the way of that vision, because it ends up being Frankenstein's monster of things, and you end up with like a Blade Runner view where everything is kind of built on top of old technology, and everyone's using 10-year-old iPhones, and they're like, well, we can't support that because it'll make a mess. It'll be like Windows then. So they that's their vision of the future that they've had ever since like the 80s.
I think the problem we've got there, though, my greater fear behind this would be other companies following. We've sort of with phones. You take the iPhone. Phones 10 years ago, you used to be able to open up any phone other than the iPhone.
And they used to distinguish themselves against Apple.
It was a feature in the end, which is crazy. And I'm worried that laptops
will end up
the same way. So and that's when obviously those small businesses and so on will just ruined, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
I think the problem with a lot of the technology though is what happened in the past was that they made technology more widespread and it got cheaper. So you used to have to pay like hundreds of pounds for a stick of memory, and like now you can get it for 20 quid. And it was coming down, whereas phones seem to have done the opposite. Phones used to be a lot cheaper.
Oh, they still are though, but they're just not marketed that
way. But what they've done is now you can't, rather than getting cheaper, they've just got more features. So they've kept the price the same, if you like, by adding in more features. So now you walk around with a whole smart computer, effectively smartphone is it's a full computer. If it was a bit bigger, it would be as powerful as a Chromebook or something like that, wouldn't it? It's only a physical size.
The new iPhones are powerful, more powerful than some of the later MacBooks.
So basically they've kept the price high, but they're trying to call it a throwaway item that once it breaks.
Every 2 years.
Once it breaks, you get a new one.
But not with a laptop. They don't do that with laptop. They go, the battery needs to be replaced. Here's our service.
So there is a difference, but it's the idea that they're creating a throwaway culture of subscription technology, aren't they? You subscribe to get Apple phones, and I think you can already do this with Apple, where you can do it with the laptops too. I think where you just subscribe to it's just like a permanent lease where you pay Apple every month and you get the technology that Apple say you require. And that's where they're kind of, their model is it's not a buyer-seller relationship, it's an ongoing provider, it's a service, technology as a service, which is a very different model. It's not really fully taken off yet. It has with phones, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Phones are technology as a service. You pay most of your monthly phone bill is for the technology. You know, you're not paying for the phone calls anymore. The phone calls are free. Everything, text messages, phone calls, free. Data is the only one.
Data's getting bigger,
but data's nearly free in relative to what you're paying for the device.
Well, I think with a few of the providers now, you can get unlimited 4G, like under fair use. So that's quite interesting as well. Like it is literally unlimited everything then.
So then it is just pure technology as a service, where then you can understand that once it is like that, they don't want you messing with it. They want you to just
throw it away,
give it back.
We'll replace it if it's under warranty.
Yeah, and you don't need to. You know, the third party market doesn't need to exist. You know, repairing doesn't need to exist.
The thing is, the perfectly viable smartphones for £100, £120 do exist.
Yeah.
They are there. They're just not heavily marketed.
Yeah.
So your Chinese manufacturers, your Honors, Huawei's, and all that produce, but brilliant. Like as good as like a mid-tier phone from a year ago, 2 years ago.
You can't market it because you haven't got the bill. You haven't got the budget that Apple have got.
Well, they just
otherwise you'd be selling them for £1,000.
Yeah. So but they're still the same. They're still hermetically sealed. They're not distinguished by their modularity.
No.
But surely that doesn't capitalism say that somebody will come along and go, well, here's my modular phone that's easy to break apart, which Google tried to do with a modular phone, didn't they? Completely. So that's gone with the rest of their projects that disappear into the sky. But surely, like, there's going to be a point where that modularity.
Yeah, but why do you want the modularity? I suppose that's the point. Is why do you want? If you had a phone that always works, and if it breaks, you just send it back and get a new one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why do you need to fix anything?
It would only be cost, wouldn't it? So
yeah, but it doesn't. It probably is cheaper to build new phones. It just that if you think about like the service cost, you've got to send a phone back. You've got to have someone check the phone, diagnose the issue, open it up, fit the battery or whatever the new part is, close it up, send it back, deal with all the logistics around that, customer support, people getting in touch with you. As opposed to just having another phone that's on the production line that comes out. Here you go. You don't even need someone to be there, do you? Just you literally could have a button that says my phone's broke, press this button, a new phone comes out, and the guy who picks it up, or the drone that comes out to drop off the new one, picks up the old one, and you go, that's a phone. Because that's what they do now. An Amazon tablet, like a kid's Amazon tablet, they literally didn't even need me to send the old one back. They sent the new one out first, and the delivery guy just said, there's an old one, and gave you the other one back. You didn't even need to. So there wasn't even. They just trusted you because the device, they know it's not worth their effort to have someone to actually sit there and go, yes, this has come back, tick it off the list and send one out.
That's an archaic thing.
It's just easy to send it out.
Sometimes Amazon don't even ask me to send the product back.
No, because it's just not worth it. I know that some of the like the resellers via Amazon, the margins are so small.
They wouldn't need them back.
It's not worth.
Right.
It's just not worth the hassle of having a bad review.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
it's just far easier to just say, I'll send you a new one. Don't worry about sending the other one back, because the amount of people that would do that, it's the margin's not worth. You may as well just not lose the customer and not get the bad review that impacts on other customers.
Yeah.
So it is interesting that, but at the same time we balance this off against other issues we discussed, like the environmental issues.
Well, you've got a load of phones.
Really, you've got a load all these phones that need to be destroyed, taken apart, and recovered.
Well, apparently in the Tokyo Olympics or the next Olympics, they're using all recycled golds and copper from all the mobile phones. So you just have to have an Olympics every 4 years. Every 2 years, maybe, just to deal with all the waste metals.
Just to deal with all this mess.
Every 10 weeks or something.
Need a new lithium metal.
Yeah, God.
Coated in something. Anyway, if you've got any comments or suggestions about what you think about Apple or other companies stopping you from repairing your devices, please drop them in the comments below.
Yeah, and please subscribe to see more content about Apple and technology around that area.
And if you're interested in opening up to us, like we're interested in opening up phones and computers, then head over to swiftcase.co.uk and also at SwiftCase UK on social media.
Okay. Thanks for listening to the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. We'll see you again next time.